So I'm going to be doing a video on making a hedgehog out of yarn. And I have to say this yarn is not the best. So we're just going to see. I've already made one. It was my first attempt. I'll show the results of that a little bit later. Not really happy with it, but we'll see. Again, this yarn is from Dollar Tree, so it is kind of flimsy. Not the best yarn. Now, this one actually I got from my sister because I needed a darker color. They didn't have it there. I wasn't going to run around and look for a dark brown. It's really not the color I wanted, but we're going to go with it. And then I needed some white. So this is also from Dollar Tree. Again, it's a little flimsy, so it's hard to work with, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Kind of like when I did the Shih Tzu dog with the toilet paper roll. Yeah, this is what I used. So anyways, I'm going to be putting this on pause a lot because the videos will drag on. So like when I'm cutting or I'm going to be using a needle. I don't know. On the last one, I did glue gun. I might be using my needle. Anyways, I'll be putting it on pause because it'll just take up a lot of time and you don't need to watch me do that. So I'm going to be making 3 different videos on 3 different hedgehogs. We're going to do one with just strictly yarn. I'm going to do one using a toilet paper roll. That's going to be interesting. And then one using a sock and some yarn. But this one's going to be strictly yarn. So we're going to get going here. And I do have my kitty cats down here. And even though they're old girls, they like playing with yarn still. So they might grab it. I don't know. I'm just going to throw these on the floor. I said I get cat hair, dog hair, all over the place. So you could even use, if you wanted to, you could use white. You don't have to, you could use whatever color. Doesn't matter. You can use the white with the brown because I think hedgehogs have like white on it. Brown and white, whatever. But we're going to use these 2 different browns. And you are going to roll this or do this in your hand 150 times like this. Okay. Just like that. I'm going to raise this camera up just a little bit. Just so you can see. So we'll start this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that in your hand. So I'll put it on pause while I do that because you don't need to sit and watch me do that. So just in your hand like that 150 times, and it's going to make a big pile here on my hand. Okay, so I wrap that around my hand 150 times, and I have to say I got small hands, so this will probably be bigger for people that have bigger hands. So then we're just going to cut it. And you don't want to get it as tight as I did. I got it around there pretty tight. And then just set it down. Get a piece of string. My hand's about gone numb. And just lay it there. And, ooh, it is gone numb. It was too tight. And that's one thing about this yarn, too, you're going to notice. As a matter of fact, I think I want a longer piece. Than this. Again, this yarn is very flimsy. You're going to tie it, try to get it right in the center of that. The best that you can. I don't like it because I can't see it, so I'm bringing it out of the way of the camera. Closer to me so I can see. Okay, a little bit better. And then tie a knot. Again, if this was better yarn, because you want it to be as tight as you can get it. And unfortunately, as you can tell, it's just, bad yarn. But then go back around it like that. On the opposite side, and let's hope we can get it a little bit tighter this way. And tie it again. And it's real, this yarn is horrible. If it was stiffer, I really want this to be tight. So 1 second, I am going to go, because I need it to be that tight. So it's about as good as I'm going to get it. And you're just going to put that aside. Should be kind of like a ball. Kind of get the gist of it, right? And you want to leave that string there, but I can go ahead and cut that off. So put that aside. So now you're going to get your white yarn. And you're going to do this 150 times around your fingers, but we're going to kind of and I have to say I could not find my good craft scissors, so these ones are not very sharp. We're kind of gonna go like right here, like not around the whole palm, because we're gonna make them smaller, but we're gonna do 150 times with the white as well, like this. So I'm gonna put it on pause while I do that. So we got it 50 times around. As you can see, it looks smaller because we did it, you know, down lower on our hands. Go ahead and cut it. Again, I'm doing it way too tight. It doesn't need to be that tight. And cut a piece of your white for tying. And try to get it in the center.
Hi, Grandma. I played baseball today. Oh, that's great. What position did you play? First base.
And as tight as you can get it.
When our hearing wouldn't allow us to use a regular phone, it made us feel isolated.
It became difficult to communicate with our friends and family.
Clear captions was an easy solution for us.
Clear Captions provides captions on a phone, like captioning on your TV, so you can see.
If I had better yarn, this would be
Making it easy to understand and
a
respond.
lot easier, but it's okay. Then you turn it around and you go, you know, where the
At no cost to you through a federally funded program. We deliver, install, and train
those sides
you to
were
use your phone, all at no cost to
in
you.
between those sides,
Give your loved ones the independence and connect them.
and tie it again.
Call now to see if you qualify to get a Clear Captions phone at no cost to you. Call 1-800-916-7705. That's 1-800-916-7705.
You can cut off the ends on this one if you want. Doesn't really matter. All right, so at this time, you're going to put the kind of see where the sides here, like that. See how the sides were here? You have this extra. Gonna put the white on top. Actually, I should have let the white, I think. I think I kind of messed this up because I don't want the white to come in here. So what I'm gonna do, I wanted this to be the white, not because I don't want the white to come in there. So I'm just gonna get a piece of my white, no big deal. I'll just cut this off. Put those together.
The exact details and mechanics of this review process will be decided expeditiously following receipt
Through the sides, like that.
as described below. That is the very latest. An order being issued from the Miami federal judge on this Labor Day. We'll bring you more as we get it. Meanwhile, just over 1 year after the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan,
You're just connecting the two, so.
feel its impact. A recent survey finds 40% of the military community members say they're experiencing trauma because
Don't know if you can see this or not. Should have left the, on the white one, I should have left the string longer, is what I should have did.
what is happening with regards to veterans and service members' mental health following the withdrawal a year later?
I mean, wars are terrible. Yeah, there's no ways to slice that besides wars are horrible. And the end of this war was, I think, extraordinarily horrific. You know, the way that we withdrew, the lack of strategy.
I think that's going to be good enough.
The way that we
It's holding on there good.
20 years we fought in Afghanistan, and at the end of those 20 years,
We're going to bring it around one more time
the longest war
through
in
there.
history, or stand by and be like, why did we do this? Why weren't we there? What was the purpose? And,
Oops, I'm getting out of the camera area.
our friends and our allies. I lost friends over there. Everybody
I just cannot get this to tie good.
sold there.
I'm going to get some help with somebody here in the house just so that because I can't do it on my own. So be right back. Okay, I needed to get another finger here since I did make that goof up and didn't leave the white long enough there. I wanted to get that in there as much as possible. But you would leave the white one longer, not this one, or it doesn't matter. I guess you could, you know, do exactly what I just did. So at that point, you're going to go ahead and with the white here, between, let me hold it up, these little loopies, you're going to cut those, all the loops. And these scissors are horrible. I do have an old kitchen shears I don't use anymore, so we're going to use those instead. And this is not, I didn't get it perfect. So I did, it's just a project, who cares, right? I did not get that in the center, like I said. When you're dealing with Dollar Tree yarn, it's very flimsy. So, and just make sure you get all the loops. It's not even. So. And you'll find some loops in there. And you might find some as you go. Okay. So at this point, we are going to trim this up. We're just going to go around. And this is going to be the body part. So we're going to kind of, you know, make it an oval and trim this down. You can do it any way you want. I mean, you can mess it up, you can make it, if you want it furrier or whatever. So I'm going to put it on pause while I do that. I'm just going to give it a good trim the way that I want it. I don't know. What is a hedgehog? What is his tummy gonna look like? So I'll put it on pause while I do that, and then we'll come back. Okay, I accidentally hit stop again instead of unpausing. So I'm splicing videos together. Anyways, so we gave him a trim. Nothing fancy. Doesn't have to be perfect, so there he is. Now we're going to attempt to try to make some little legs and little arms. And I'm going to go ahead and do the ears while I'm at it. And basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a knot. Just keep making knots. And just like this. Try to make them long knots. That's about long enough, as far as for his feet. Now I'll make his hands and his ears a little bit bigger, but it's going to be the same concept. And then I'm going to just cut that off. And then I'm just going to take my glue gun, and I'm just going to take, basically, I got my glue gun over here, so this isn't, there's really no rhyme or reason behind any of this, and this is really ick. But just kind of wrap some string around it. Just kind of form. This one isn't. You can basically do whatever you want to try to make it look like little legs or whatever, but if it isn't covering it all or whatever, my glue gun, again, I didn't get my good one out. I couldn't find it. I got my other one out, and it's a horrible glue gun. So I'm going to cut that off. Oh, these scissors are horrible. I'll use these ones again. And I'm just going to build this up. This video is going to take forever. This isn't exactly how I wanted this. And I'll just keep building that up, and I'll make I don't know, enough of them for the feet and the legs, and then some ears. I'll build it up to the size that I want it, just wrapping, you know, this around. So you can do whatever you want to make little tiny feet and legs. Not feet and legs, arms and feet. So just with yarn wrapped around it, you kind of get the concept of just making little knots or whatever. So I'll put this on pause and go ahead and get these done. Okay, so I went ahead and I made the little arms, the legs, and the little ears. And I just did that technique of, God, super glue. It's not super glue. The glue gun. I got that all over me. So basically just with the knot, and then just take extra yarn and just wrap it around, and, you know, just form it the way you want to form it. Use whatever you want. Okay, so I did put it on pause to do that because it was sticky. It was a mess. Now I was thinking about using thread and putting these on the last one I did. I super glued it, but since not super glued, oh my goodness, why do I keep saying that? I used the glue gun, but since I have a lot of the glue gun holding, you know, the yarn around those little knots, I'm just going to use the glue gun to put these in place. So these are for the ears, and I did make the arms just a little bit bigger, longer, and I tried to make them, you know, around the same size. They're not going to be perfect. So with the little legs, I'm going to put them here. And if you would use thread, it would probably be better, but we are just going to use the glue gun and put those in. So I'm going to do that now.
Two cars have run 3-8 so far this round. Ron Katz and Bob Tasker, the third. Tasker was marginally quicker by a handful of thousandths. And now we go to the top end of the racetrack, a man who owns, as you would expect, the most number of wins for a funny car driver on the property, John Force.
That would be about right. I don't know.
John Force has made a pass here at the Lucas Oil Raceway over a span of 6 decades. And John, when you stage here at the U.S. Nationals, why is that so special?
It's amazing. I still love it. It's crazy. Fans are still coming in. I love the fans for what they bring us because we feed off of all of you in the stands, as drivers do and the crew chiefs, because we want to do good. We want to perform and to come in here and do it.
He's got his little legs there. So now I'm going to do the arms. The arms might be too big. Don't know. So there you go. I think his arms are too big, but we're going to go with it. So now I'm going to put it on pause again and get ready for the head. Okay, so for the head, you're going to take your 2 browns again, and you're going to wrap it around 90 times, okay, like this. So we'll go ahead and do 90 times. So there's your 90 times. You cut it, and you basically do the same thing. That you did the first time. Get that off. Put it in the middle. And again, I didn't cut that long enough. So oops.
How close those races are. Describe that for us.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was just a good race, and I knew this is the U.S. Nationals.
Tie it. I got glue all over me. I'm not going to say super glue again. Try to get it in the middle the best you can. And again, I'm going to get help on this one. So, okay, so there you go. Just like that. So you tie it, then wrap it around and tie it again. And like I said, if this wasn't such flimsy, I mean, I love Dollar Tree, and you can use this yarn for a lot of different things, but I do need help with, I need another finger because it's important to try to get this as tight as you can, and I just can't. So that's why I put it on pause to get that extra help. So the same with the white, I will be doing the same. And I won't mess up this time. We'll save the extra white. Ugh. So we can cut that off and put that to the side. With the white, you're going to wrap it around. I just don't like these icky ends. You're going to wrap it around like right here 80 times. Okay, so you don't need to see me do that. So I'm going to put it on pause and go ahead and just wrap it around 80 times. So we got it down to 80. Okay. Make sure we got this long enough.
Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition products. Race parts sold by racers since 1970.
And I am going to get help with this. Okay, so here you go. This is how it should be. All right, that actually turned out pretty good. So we got the extra string here. So see how it's separated there? Stick that separated there. And use the white. This is how we attach it. Again, I could use an extra finger, but we're not going to worry about it. You wouldn't have to use that extra finger again if you had better yarn. I think I've been calling it thread. I don't know. Who knows what I say? Okay, that holds out there. You can even go back around if you want. Just so you know it's going to be in there good. Alright, so now you do the same thing you did before. You cut all of those little loops.
From 16 to 1, I mean, you're talking hundredths of a second. So we need to be on our toes, getting off the clutch pedal and getting the shifts on time and get down the racetrack. And this Jakes.com Camaro is just running awesome.
And then you're going to trim it just like you did with the other one. So I will go ahead and do that trimming and we'll be right back. Okay, so now we trimmed this one, the face. So now we're going to put these two together. So you're just going to get a piece of white yarn. Okay. And what you're going to do, a little bit tricky. Still got little fuzzies here. You're going to separate, you know, where it's been tied. You got the separate here. Right? I'm going to take this white string and you're just going to kind of work it around the white area here. Just kind of work it around there. Make sure the string is kind of even. Hopefully you can see. Make sure it's tucked under that white. pull hard.
Rest of the category. Of course, Erica and her CBU fourth straight U.S. Nationals win. That journey begins here in the first round. Mason McGay is yet to
Let's
pre-stage.
separate.
Just put it in pre-stage.
Get this back.
The two engines
It's
idling.
really hard to see this while I'm trying to do this. Separate those two areas there. Okay. Tie it in a knot.
This is the patriarch, Fernando Quadra. Quadra brand and Corral boots on full display here in their hot rod. Cars.com for Greg Anderson. That 0-7 record, one of those things we talk about a lot. If you're on the wrong side of that, you think, man, this is desperate. Or you think, trying to be 1-7. It's like being in Vegas. You're only going to play the odds so many
Just
times.
gonna kind of, and this is gonna kind of make all of this tie together. Is just bring this back around. And my string is not long enough. I should have made it longer. Now I did that. What I am going to do is what I did on my last one. I am actually, I tied that. That's going to hold, this in place. What I did on my last one is I used super glue back here. Super glue, oh my goodness. Glue gun. But if your string is long enough, you can actually get it in there and go around here and bring this one back up throughout here and tie it in here. But I noticed with the last one that I was doing that when I cut all this, I actually cut this thing. So I am just not going to do that. I am going to use my glue gun and I am going to glue this. So it just seemed to work better. So I'm just going to make sure that this is holding this little guy pretty good. Oh, I'm getting out of the... This is so hard to do with the camera. So I am just going to make sure that the front is held really good. Make sure. And I'm going to use the glue gun for the back. Just seems to work better for me. So I'm just going to tie that off. And cut it. And we're going to go with that.
At Dog Chow, we believe helping dogs live their best life should be simple.
And you can still work on, I don't know, if you want to trim around. I didn't spend a ton of time doing the trimming. You can trim around more. Because it can take some time. It really can. And it's a mess. So anyways, if you put these arms, if you sew them in the feet, they are better. I have to say, definitely better. So now we're going to work on getting the ears on and the nose. Okay, for his nose, we're just going to do the best we can here. So, I don't know, my camera seems to be blurry here. One moment. Okay, don't know what that was about. But anyways, I am just going to wrap this around my finger. I don't know. And then I'm just gonna super glue this and try to make a little nose and kind of form it. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of what I did with the other one.
Just going back to what we know, we struggled with some stuff that was kind of out of our control.
And tie it.
We found it, and we have some good stuff to go back to. So
Trying to figure out how
it's going to position us.
I did that other one. You just gotta
Overcome adversity.
work with it, I guess. I don't know.
Now we can start going on Joe. If there's anybody motivated to knock down Joey Gladstone, it is on Joe saying, "Hey, why?" Because Joey took the points lead away from her, and she's looking to get it back. She really seems to be the one in the best position.
Because this one I'm making out of all yarn, so not using anything else. So we're just going to work with it. I'm going to try to make a little nose here. I do have the ears. So let me see if I can come up with something.
Rochelle Sampey, it is her fourth #1 qualifier of the season, but here at the U.S. Nationals, it is the second time she will go into race day leading the Pro Stock Motorcycle Pack.
I don't know. I'm just going to...
What do you do today to earn your fourth? Just gonna try to stay calm and enjoy the day. Indy is very hectic. It's very long. We had 5 qualifying runs. I'm having a good time.
Just
My
kind
crew
of...
is always calm, and they keep me level-headed. And so Andrew's on in the track today.
Just
with us.
kind
He
of
wasn't here for the first
make-
2 days of qualifying. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. So I'm just gonna go in there believing I can do it. 7 is my lucky number. 7th #1 qualifier. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. We'll cut this and see what it looks like. This video is really lasting, even with me putting it on pause. It's really lasting a lot longer than I wanted it to. I guess I can make it work. Play with it a little more. I'll put it on pause again because, like I said, this video is going to last forever. So we're just going to go with it. All I did was just kind of basically wrap it around my thumb. I mean, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it, but it's okay. So super glue everywhere. So we're going to go ahead and put these little ears on. Oh my goodness. Trying to think of where. Where I want them.
Purina Dog Chow.
Looks like a little alien. The hands are too big, the ears are too big, and the nose are going to be freaky, but... And the nose isn't right, but that's all right.
There are reasons you might need a new phone. Switching. Just watch.
It's true. Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 with a Galaxy trade-in. Any year, any condition.
So that's what he looks like so far. He almost looks like he's got a beak.
It's okay, people. I've trained for this.
It's not complicated.
Okay, we're going to go with it though. And just for his eyes, since this is going to be all, it's going to be all yarn, I am just going to, oh my gosh, this glue, when you use a cheap glue gun, it's just really stringy. I am just going to use a knot, okay, for the nose, for the black on the nose. And same for the eyes. And my hands are sticking to everything. Everything. Oh my goodness. That ain't gonna work. Let's try it again. Seriously, the glue is sticking to everything. I know I'm doing this off camera. I'm sorry. Okay. So I gave him a little black on his nose. So now I'm going to do his eyes. And I'm just going to tie 2 knots to make his eyes a little bigger, 2 knots together. Of course, they're not going to be perfectly round.
Talk about winning at the U.S. Nationals with Vance and Hines. You have to go all the way back to the very beginning.
Okay.
First pro stock motorcycle event here in Indianapolis. Since then, Matt Hines took home 2 Wallies of his own
determination of what
Yeah, you guys are listening to the race. I'm sorry.
tell you things that you can't see in the information. You can feel if it's riding better in third gear or fifth gear. After that, would not be riding. Eddie, I rely on Eddie's feedback, and Angel gives a little bit of feedback, but he can feel different things that she can't. So right now, the tuning is pretty much 90% what I can see on the computer, and then we can talk to Angel and see how she felt about going straight down the track. But as far as engine performance, being a rider and being a tuner, that is a big advantage. So I don't have that anymore. So right now it's 90% computer data.
Ron Torno. Ron Torno of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, across the racetrack. Number 16.
Okay. So that's about as good as he's gonna get right there with his face. And I do know his arms are too big, but so now what we're gonna do kind of looks like a what do you call it, a bat. I don't know. So now we're going to cut all of, and this will take some time. You're going to cut all of those loops all the way around. All the way around them. Bottom, top. So again, I'm going to put it on pause while I do all that. So now we cut it all, and we're going to give him a trim. It's a hot mess right now. So we're going to trim him down. And it's basically just, all the way around. Just cutting him until he's the way you like it. You can leave him alone. I guess you can leave him like that if you want. I don't know. However you want. But I'm going to trim it down. So here we have it. He is done. He didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted him, but he's done. And gave him a little trim. I don't know. Does it look like a hedgehog? His arms came out a little bigger than I wanted, and I don't know. Now this is the one. This is the first one I did. Just kind of used a little different colors. This is his friend, but I did this one yesterday. Never made these before. This one I let his hair a little bit longer than this one, but anyways. I don't know. A little tiny hedgehog, all made out of yarn. So, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna make a few more hedgehogs. I don't know, his hair's a little too long maybe on top. I don't know. I don't know if that's what they're supposed to look like. I don't know. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna make a one out of toilet paper and toilet paper rolls, not toilet paper. And the other one's gonna be made out of some yarn and socks, and we'll just see. But yeah, and I did use some super glue. There I go again. Hot glue, and used it on his neck back here, but I didn't want to use that other technique. But there he goes. I should have made his little arms shorter, but this video was long enough. I have to slice those others together, but I don't know. Maybe kind of looks like, I don't know if he looks like a hedgehog or not. But anyways, I'm going to go, and we'll just catch on the next one that I do on the hedgehogs. I don't know if he looks like, maybe he looks like a mouse. I don't know. He's got, might have to do some more trimming on the hair. I don't know. Or maybe the hair is supposed to be longer. Who knows? So, there he is. We'll catch you guys again on the next hedgehog I make.